And it kind of hit me that although I had exercised by walking, and I had exercised for hiking, this was a different ballgame. This was something different. I mean, there were sections, if you put your foot here, then you had to pull yourself up there. And it wasn't like I was stepping over some small rocks. There were some areas where I really had to think about what I was doing. And if you've ever been up there, you know what I'm talking about. And then the next day, I get up, kinda, and my hip is sore, and my knees are sore, and my everything is sore, you know. And I began to think about how this relates to our faith. It's that we can face boulder-type, mountain-type situations in our life and wonder why I don't have enough faith here. Everybody with me? Why don't I have enough faith to get over this thing, around this thing, through this thing? Why does this continually knock me down? And it could be because we haven't trained and exercised our faith for this situation. I wonder if you've ever felt like that in life. Why is it that when one thing happens, another thing happens? Like, I finally got that paid off, but then the car. We finally got through this thing, but now the kid's sick. It's like, God, what's happening here? Is it really the abundant life that you told us about in your word? Is this the way I'm supposed to live? And I don't know about you, but when it's one thing after another, I can get pretty frustrated. I can get pretty exhausted. I can get pretty overwhelmed. And we can get to a place where we begin to think, this is just how it is. But I would like to say, it ain't just how it is. Now, that may not be correct English, but that is correct theology. God intended you to live a faith-filled life. He did intend for you to move from victory to victory. But I think we have in our minds sometimes that faith is like some fairy dust that God just sprinkles all over us, and all of a sudden, poof, one day we have faith. That's about as smart as saying that all of a sudden I could wake up and do a triathlon without ever training. We want faith, but sometimes we do it by the feelings that we get. Like one day I'm going to be standing in church, and it's going to be during the worship service, and they're going to sing that song, you know, that song. And it's like, hit me, God. And God doesn't hit you. And you're like, okay, maybe next week. Listen, faith doesn't hit you out of nowhere. God doesn't sprinkle something on you, and all of a sudden, all the boulders are gone and all the mountains are removed. And there's this clear path. Doesn't work that way. And life isn't that way.